Hey everybody, it's your host Nevin Gusak. It looks like my microphone I think is working. I see the green dots going up and down for my voice. Thank you guys there were a bunch of you that were showing up to my live stream. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the program. As I promised, for one of my New Year's resolutions is to try and do as many live streams as I can. Can everybody hear me? Just somebody say something, tell me. I think my voice is going. I think the microphone is working. So I'm getting 2 likes here. I see at least one person listening. Somebody say something, please tell me. All right, yes. Right. Yes. Thank you, Steady Waters. Thank you, Crusader 21, for joining us. All the others, I'm here. I'm back. Good old restart of the computer always works wonders. Well, I wanted to go over a couple of news items. One I found on Jared Nyquist's blog. Jared Nyquist is a frequent guest on the program, prolific author, writer, you know the drill about him. And him and I agree a lot on national security and the nature of the threat of Russia and China and its allies. And one of the disturbing things he wrote on his last essay was the fact that Four-Star General Richardson of the U.S. Southern Command, apparently 3 likes. Thank you. Apparently there is a deal in the works, possibly, that the United States is asking various South American countries, including Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua, I got 4 people listening, great, to donate weapons to Ukraine. So let's get this straight. The United States is proposing that South American countries, including 3 that are stalwart allies of Russia, who have publicly taken stands against Ukraine, against Ukraine's ability to even defend itself, whether you agree with the government there or not. And the United States is saying, donate your tanks, and we'll give you U.S.-made weapons in exchange. Now, I can't make this stuff up. And Jeff is taking this from the Telesur website, which is controlled by, the Venezuelans, the Cubans, etc. It's a one big propaganda clearinghouse for the Latin American Marxist-Leninist left. It's nothing wrong with him citing them, of course. It's actually sad that not more conservatives are reporting this, the ones that are the professional Biden haters. This is a potential scandal and a problem here. Oh, am I breaking up? Okay, can you hear me now? Crusader 21, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, well, let me know if you can't hear me. So the situation is that you can't make this stuff up. Now, what is the problem with Nicaragua, Cuba, and Venezuela donating their weapons to Ukraine, and then the United States giving potentially American-made armaments to these countries? Well, the problem is technology leakage. And there is historical precedence. If we give weapons to Nicaragua, to Cuba, to Venezuela, well, let's take a look at the problems. Well, Venezuela had American-made weapons, and even Clinton in the first several years of the George W. Bush administration provided spare parts for Venezuela's Hugo Chavez's military. And Hugo Chavez in 2005 or 2006 said, well, I'm going to share my F-16s and spare parts with China and Cuba. Well, not a very reliable partner here. Why in the world will we give them uh, spare parts when these countries like Venezuela are squarely against the United States and squarely against Ukraine? There's no guarantee, number one, they're going to offend Russia by giving their weapons. Number one, they're not going to bite the hand that feeds them. And number two, well, if Russia says okay, well, because that probably is because Russia may want some of the technology shared with them. And there's more historical precedents. You look at what happened when the United States, starting in the 1950s, sold weapons to Yugoslavia, which was allegedly a non-aligned communist country. It was actually non-aligned against the West, to quote Nora Beloff, who's a historian of Yugoslavia. And the fact of the matter is when we sold, for example, M47 tanks to the Yugoslavs in the 1950s, well, a portion of those tanks were transferred in violation of agreements to communist Ethiopia in 1977. When you take a look at also during the 1980s, even though Saddam Hussein's Iraq was clearly aligned with the Soviet Union ideologically and had very strong military ties with them, well, the United States supplied dual use technologies. We also supplied CIA intelligence to Saddam's forces in their campaigns against the equally horrific Iranian regime. Well, guess what? As the Washington Post, I believe, reported in 1991, that CIA satellite intelligence was shared with the Soviets, including Saddam Hussein personally shared those CIA satellite mapping with the Soviet Union. So when you try to play nice with these geopolitical adversaries in an effort to wean them away somehow, with carrots and sticks, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Bad idea, Biden. Bad idea. Carrots and sticks, Kissingerian realpolitik does not work. So I wish more conservatives and more of the professional Biden haters, they need to be all over this, because this needs to stop right in its tracks. Right now. Not a good idea. Obviously, the administration should axe this. It's going to present a whole world of problems of potential technology leakage to the Russians if we provide these types of weapon systems. Perhaps the Nicaraguans, the Cubans, and the Venezuelans may even give their older weapons, older generations. They might give. Cuba has vast stores of older model Russian, Soviet era Russian artillery systems and tanks, including T-54s and T-55s. They might give it to them, and the United States might get all excited, and we'll give more cutting edge stuff, radio communication equipment, Humvees, maybe even M1 tanks secretly. Who knows? And you don't think that Russian advisors in Cuba, for example, and there are Russian intelligence and military personnel still in Cuba, you don't think they're going to take a look at it? Fat chance. Give me a break. Come on. Look, this is a populist station. I'm not a conservative. I call balls and strikes. But the fact of the matter is, this is a bad move by Biden. So I'm going to end on this note. I want to report this piece of news. We got some more items coming that I want to report. You'll have to excuse my voice and whatnot. I'm just getting over, again, another upper respiratory infection. Got slammed with one around New Year's, and now got another one right now, just kind of recovering it and pushing myself to recovery. Got a couple other news items and general comments. Sure to some news items and some general commentary, sure to offend the right-wing conservatives and the left-wing Bolsheviks, and of course the assorted racial collectivists out there. See you in a few minutes.